And for any marketers who are out there, either working for departments or for small companies on a budget, there are some revolutions happening in artificial intelligence right now, which I think you're going to want to learn a little bit more about. And so today we're going to focus on using ChatGPT for creating eGuides. And this is something that is obviously quite difficult to do, time consuming but necessary. An organization I work for, we try and produce one a month. And the process I'm going to show you here using ChatGPT and other tools will dramatically reduce the amount of time it takes to produce these guides, as well as increase the accuracy of what you're doing. So this workflow is simply mine. I'm sure it could use some tweaking from some other marketing experts out there, but I will show you how I get things done. The first thing you're going to notice on the screen here is that I'm actually logged into chat.openai.com. And interesting thing that they've done here now, this wasn't there in the past, on the left-hand side, they have all of the conversations and things that you were actually, doing work on with the chatbot. And so you can see I have an Atmos demo disk available there, but the one we're going to work on right now is the AI marketing content eGuide that I worked on. Thing to realize that ChatGPT does have a limit for the number of characters it can do, but it's extremely flexible. So I try and do things in chunks. The first prompt that you can see up here, right here, just highlight it for you, is just the start. So I said, write an introduction to an eGuide developed to help businesses understand current AI tools available for the marketing and content efforts. It should also state and include information around limitations and risks. Make sure to include a statement that says the guide is a combination of AI-generated text with human input by the author, additional tool in its creation, or Canva for building the final guide. I'll show you how I did that as well. And some images throughout will also be powered and generated by AI, which happened. So the first thing it does is it does give me some output here. Now, if I'm happy about it, what I do is simply copy that bit of text, which you can see down here. And once I've copied that text, then I can go over to a Word document where I'm actually working on my draft and simply input that information into the Word document. You'll see this looks quite a bit different now because I spent about 3 hours working on the draft document. This usually would take me at least 3 days to be able to do the same amount of work without using AI. So from 3 days to 3 hours, pretty significant. Once I've done that, you can see that I have further prompts because obviously this thing is working in stages. And your ideas are going to change as you go too. So I said build a table of contents based on this. I didn't use the entire table of contents. I did modify it a little bit. Then I looked at adding a bullet for customer quotes about using AI, so you can actually, put that in there, and so on and so forth. I spent, like I said, about 3 hours chatting with ChatGPT and getting the information available for the guide. Fine-tuned it all the way throughout. Did ask it to change some things, and that's one thing I love about this tool. You can see here in my prompt that I said, now redo the introductory paragraph based on the changes above, and it does it seamlessly and within seconds. And again, the next one you can see here that I redid, redo introduction to AI and marketing content section you created above based on changes we've discussed, and it went along and happily did that. You can actually use this to change tones of things, so if you're not using it specifically for say an eGuide or something that is a little more professional, you can actually tell it to make the tone funner, more upbeat, etc. And it'll actually change the writing style of what you're trying to accomplish here. So there's a lot of things here that I worked with ChatGPT on. You can see that I asked for links for things. If it doesn't provide you content links, you can ask it for it, so you can actually reference those in your guides, and so on and so forth. So that's stage number one, is working through that, and again coming over to the Word document and really just pasting all your raw materials in here so that you've got something to work with as you begin to work on the final output. Of course, a Word document is not the most exciting thing to look at. Oh, one other thing before we go, I will say I've got some stuff up here. One of the shortcomings of AI right now is that it does produce some content that is no longer relevant and sometimes just incorrect. And a lot of that is links because it has a database it's referencing that's only current to, I think, the end of 2021. And a lot of these companies, especially the smaller ones, may not be around anymore. They've changed their, pages, etc. So you got to be very careful checking your links and making sure that, those things, are working. Once that's done, then we can actually, let's get out of here for a second. I'll move over and show you what I use for actually building the content quite simply on a budget. So I have an actual subscription with Canva. This is one of those revolutionary tools that really does help you to build a lot of content quickly and professionally, and I quite like it. You'll see on my page here for the cover page, I've actually got an AI generated image that I generated using one of the tools that are mentioned in the guide. I just simply prompted it to, have an AI robot, which is actually writing a blog on a computer. And so it generated this image for me. And that's what's really great about these different tool sets is you can, create these on the fly. And of course, that is royalty free. That is an absolute unique image to me created through it. As you can see, I created the table of contents, moved through that, and then started putting in the information that ChatGPT helped me to generate. Of course, I modified some of the language. You're going to have to do that to make sure that it does have your voice. And sometimes you'll have ideas, and you should. This is by no means a replacement for human beings, just a huge time saver. The image there is also generated by one of the AI tools mentioned in there. And as you scroll through, you can see different formats that you can use for the pages to keep things interesting. And all of the information, is in here that I worked on. So again, not the world's most professional looking eGuide, but I created this. I started at 7:30 this morning, and by the time I finished, it was 1 o'clock p.m. And this is a full, eGuide, which is not fluffy, which actually does have important stuff for people that are looking to actually write real content for their customers out there in the marketplace. So if you'd like to learn more, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can also reach out to me at flatrate@westmcdonald.co. And if you have any other questions about using AI, I'm doing quite a bit of research right now on the different tool sets. It's still in its infancy and its nascency, but it's absolutely blown me away just how usable some of the tool sets are, especially the ones developed by OpenAI right now in their current states. We'll see what happens. They are testing those platforms right now. They're not actually licensed, so who knows what the future will hold. There will be some kind of subscription, I'm sure, to be able to use it down the road, but at least getting a chance to be able to play with it and look at some of the stuff that you can create yourself is absolutely, mind-boggling. All right, well, thanks for watching this video, and until next time, keep learning.